He's the New York Times best-selling author. He's won a couple of Pulitzer Prizes, and he wrote When Pride Still Mattered, Life of Vince Lombardi, David Maraniss. David, thanks for joining us. I'm sure you're being called by a lot of people as you remember Bart Starr, and you were the first guy I thought of when I heard that he passed. I thought that you would have some stories to enlighten the audience on just who and what Bart Starr was all about. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Dan, and thanks for calling. I actually happen to be in Wisconsin on book tour, and this whole state seems to be in mourning. It's like all Packer flags are at half-mast. Memories of Bart Starr go pretty deep here. Brett Favre is kind of a phenomenon, and Aaron Rodgers is brilliant, and the old glory years Packers from Taylor and Horning all had their special moments. But really, Bart Starr is kind of the foundational legend of this team, along with Vince Lombardi, I would say.
But you also had a couple of characters on there that, Lombardi being the disciplinarian, and then you had Horning and, the wide receivers like to get after it a little bit, and I'm sure some other guys. But Bart Starr just felt like he was the right guy at the right place for the right coach. How do you explain Starr to somebody who never saw him?
He was on the Packers for 3 years before Lombardi got there, but you're absolutely right. They were a perfect match. So, some people would say that Lombardi made Starr, but Starr also made Lombardi. It was as though, they opened up Bart Starr's brain and poured all of Lombardi's knowledge into it, and he knew how to handle that. There was a moment early in his reign with Lombardi when he threw an interception and Vince just chewed him out like he chewed out everybody else in front of the whole team. And Bart afterwards asked to meet with Lombardi privately and said, "Coach, you want me to be your leader. If I'm going to be the leader of the team, you can't do that in public. I'll take whatever you want in private, but don't ever do it in public again." And any Packer you will talk to from those years would say that Starr was the ultimate leader.
I also mentioned there are certain quarterbacks who benefited from winning a Super Bowl. I don't know if Bart Starr makes it to the Hall of Fame if he doesn't win those first two, because it's a different coronation. What do you think of that?
Well, he won 5 championships in 7 years.
Yeah. But I don't. But the Super Bowl designation, it's branding with these sports writers, as opposed to, if Frank Ryan won titles with the Cleveland Browns, nobody's going, Frank Ryan deserves to be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And people forget two things about first of all, the first Super Bowl wasn't even called the Super Bowl. Secondly, it didn't even have, a full stadium. But third and most important is there was enormous pressure on the Packers to win that game. And Lombardi put all of that pressure onto Bart Starr, who carried it very coolly and was the MVP for the first 2 Super Bowls.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.